never seen that video?
Never.
Okay, so let me just describe what it was. I watched it a few weeks ago because, let me see. Okay, they were in the car. I guess they were heading to her birthday dinner or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl that was driving, she's the birthday girl. And she's telling her friend, like, how you gonna look better than me on my birthday? Like, I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just like, this gotta be a prank. This gotta be like a troll or one of those videos where they just trying to do it for likes. No, she was dead ass. Would you say something like that to a friend?
No.
Why do you look better than me on my birthday?
No.
That was
because I would have just stepped out myself.
That part, like, nobody told you coming out looking crazy on your birthday.
I ain't the problem.
But what really got me was when she said, like, you want my man looking at you. And that be the problem with women. You blaming the woman when it should be you blaming the man.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother conversation. We're not even going to get into that. Anyways, welcome back to Our Side of the Story podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Taira.
I'm Daizah.
And make sure you guys, as always, like, follow, and subscribe, okay? Y'all be holding the comment section down on Instagram and TikTok and all the other platforms.
Especially TikTok.
Y'all be coming for both of us sometimes. Y'all better watch it, okay? Thank you. But make sure y'all comment on the YouTube channel too now, all right?
Yes.
All right. Remind me, what was our question of the day for last episode?
What's an insecurity that you brought from your childhood to your adulthood?
Yes. What is an insecurity that you brought from your childhood into your adulthood? Honestly, I had to think about which insecurity I wanted to hit on because I ain't gonna say a lot, but a handful. But it's one that I kid you not, I had to sit down with myself like, you were insecure about this for all these years? Really? Mm-hmm. But before I get into mine, let's talk about yours.
I knew mine.
Yeah?
Yes.
Off the rip?
Off the rip.
You didn't even have to do it with like a self-reflection?
No.
Okay.
No. So backstory, I literally, and people that went to high school with me, you can probably stand for this. I did not leave the house without a flannel or a long t-shirt. Like I had a flannel wrapped around my hip or a long t-shirt every day. Because I was a twig. Like, I was little. Like, there was no meat on me.
Oh.
I didn't weigh over 116.
Oh, wow.
My entire...
In high school?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
But now?
I wish. I the things I would do to be 116 now. I'm just kidding.
So, my biggest insecurity that I brought into my adulthood is my booty.
Okay.
And if you know me, Asians, you either... You square, like square and skinny... or you're just bigger. Like, naturally, a lot of us were built like funnels, unfortunately. Like
wait. A funnel?
Like, it's like wide
heavy
up top.
And then, yes, it just goes down.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if I don't work out, best believe, you just gonna see some legs and maybe like a
prison body. That's what a funnel body look like.
Yeah, so that's
heavy top, little bottom.
Yeah, so definitely something that I brought into my adulthood. I think now I'm getting to a point where it's just like, okay, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that I should even worry too much about because at the end of the day, I was born like this for a reason.
Right.
And I just know that there's other values in life that I should prioritize rather than focus on having a big booty and a shelf and something that can, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's not too bad, but still work in progress. I go back and forth, honestly.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I know that's a lot of women's insecurity up to this, like, till this day, is their butt size. I can't say that I've been insecure about my butt necessarily.
Because she thick.
No, not even. Because I was smaller. I'm not going to say I was small, but I was smaller in high school. I have more of like an athletic build. So I have like a... what my mom would call a gymnast booty, just tight and there, like little dimples on the side. But I don't know. I've just never strived to have a big booty, like a wagon. You know what I'm saying?
Probably because you're naturally like...
I don't know. No, because I promise you, I have a little something going on back there now because I focused on that in the gym. But I've never, like, you can see pictures from high school up until maybe like right before my wedding in 2022, that's when I really started prioritizing glutes. Yeah. But those years, prior to my wedding, no.
I don't
smack
believe it.
that smile back, goldfish. Like, just smack it. It ain't nothing there. Nothing there. But I was cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I can relate of women having that insecurity because it's like, that's something that is glorified, having a big butt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we'll get into that. I think my insecurity that I brought from my childhood, I would say into my pre-adulthood, was having large areolas. I know that's kind of like out there, but it's like that was one. And it's kind of weird that was an insecurity because that was only something that
you could see.
Only I could see, or like the intimate partners that I had could see. But it was something that I just refused. Like,
why? Like you didn't.
What's her name? I forgot her name in the movie, but how she was covering herself up in Love and Basketball when they was about to do the. How she was just. This is how it would be the whole time. You ain't seeing these, no, man.
Why do you think that you don't like them though?
So,
like the look of it,
it stems back from, and it's crazy that this is when it was instilled in me of it becoming an insecurity. I forgot what age, but I was young. I would say under 10, so maybe like 8 or 9. And me and my best friend at the time, who like we grew up being best friends. So like her words mattered a lot to me. You know, we did cheerleading and stuff together, so we would change in front of each other. And she's of course seen my chest, and she was like, "Ugh, you got big nipples. They look like Oreos." And like we laughed it off, but like it imprinted in my brain. Yeah. I'm like, Oreos? That's not cute. Ew. Like, dang, that's what everybody's gonna think about me when they see my nipples. Like, that's not. I don't want people to think I have Oreo nipples. Oreo nipples. Like, who wants to be with somebody with Oreo nipples? Ooh. I had this whole like dialogue in my head of just like, like nobody can see these but me. So yeah, that was a thing that stuck with me for a long time. And I think as I got older, and why I said it was an insecurity up to my pre-adulthood, as I always say, it wasn't until the relationship that I'm in now where I had to take a look and be like, why am I upset and insecure about something that I was blessed with? Like, literally, this is something that the creator created on me, and I'm gonna be mad at that? I can't do nothing about that.
I'd be saying the same thing. I'd be like, God knows. God knows.
Yeah.
if he gave me a wagon, it would not be good. It would not be good. See, so now he having
toxic. That's why.
How am I talking?
Because any woman that can say that, he knew not to bless me with that. Yeah, I know you would be toxic if you had it. I know you would.
I just would have, I don't know. Like, he's making me work for it.
Good.
I know.
Honestly, I feel like
because he's making me work for it, and I don't even want to work for it that bad because I really don't like.
No, I feel like honestly, and I can't work for smaller nipples, but I just feel like when you work for something and you finally get it,
it's rewarding,
bro.
Yes.
And honestly, I feel like the people who seen you go from back then, you didn't want me, now you have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you finally reach the goal of whatever body shape, figure you want to have, whatever, I feel like that's more like, damn. She did that, right? Because that whole instant gratification, getting, going under the knife, nothing's wrong with that. That is y'all's business. But I just feel like, I don't know. And honestly, I think that was, let's face it, we live in a society where, people, not even just men and women, they glorify, that Coke bottle shape where women got a big booty, big boobs, this, that, and the third. And women put it in their heads if that's exactly how they need to look.
I need to be like that. This is what white men are going to like me. And I honestly feel like that's one of the things I compare myself so much because men idolize that.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's like, oh, she's got a big fat ass, like, nice titties, this and that. I'm like, damn, like, I'm little. Like, is that really what y'all want? But the thing is, if men all of a sudden didn't like big butts and big titties and they like skinny women,
there's some out there that's
sure.
That's what they're what they call it.
For sure.
I can't think of the word, but basically like their cup of tea.
Yeah, for sure. But it's women. Majority not.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those things, like even girls in the gym, which if you do it, I'm not coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
But that one pose that y'all all do,
that little leg,
that
one
turn
leg to the front.
around
Oh man, I
in the
tried to
mirror.
perfect it. I just can't get it down.
You just gotta like flex.
I think you know what? And this is medically proven. My
What?
back is longer than it should be. Why?
Really?
I don't know. I know this is so weird. Weird fact about me. My back, it extends past the point where it's supposed to stop. So my glutes do not. My glutes are shorter than what they're supposed to be. It's really
so your butt
weird.
would be.
It's supposed to be higher.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just one of my. Thanks God. One of the many things He blessed me with. So every time I try to do that little pose, it just don't sit right. It don't sit right. But it's okay. I don't need to do it.
Yeah,
who's
she don't.
wagging it now? Yeah, not me.
Girl, stop.
No,
You
dead
really
ass,
be in
dead
the
ass.
gym. You be working.
But where I was going with that is, and you kind of segued it for me, is that was like the thing. I feel like it's not so much the thing anymore where, I mean, it is, don't get me wrong, where men and women are just like, women got to have the top shelf, the top back and all this, that, and the third. I don't even know what era that was. Maybe like 2012 to 2020-ish time frame. I think after COVID, a lot of things changed because that, at least in my environments, it wasn't as idolized.
I feel like it's been idolized these last 2 to 3 years.
You say you think it has been?
Yes,
more?
way more.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's different environments because I feel like the people that I've been around now, just random strangers, men and women, they want a more natural woman now.
Yes.
However, it's still body parts that they're focused on. Like, no, I want my woman with a natural booty, natural big breast, natural this, that, and the third.
I think because a lot of like Botox.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole
Botox is a whole like thing now. Like it's cool to get Botox.
I get Botox. But it's it's for my migraines. So it's not like the skin tightening Botox.
Yeah.
It's literally put into my temples to stop my migraines from being so severe. Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, hold on. Not too much on Botox now. Not too much because it is like a medical.
No, but when your face is stuck.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Would you ever get that?
Botox?
Yeah.
What do I need Botox for?
When you get older. Because it's usually women in their 40s and up that start to get it. I mean, yes, they get it while, younger women get it, but it's mainly those category of people.
I get that, but like, why are you running from aging? Like, you're going to age.
We live in a society where beauty is prioritized and idolized, and it's just, if you don't fit in this box, you are not a part of the popular society. You're not the center of attention. That's just what it is.
Do you think it has something to do with like how you carry yourself or your self-worth? Or do you think it's just a preference of like, well, my face needs to look like this, or I need no wrinkles or no whatever these things are called? I don't know. I don't really care for cheekbones.
Yeah.
My lips are already big.
Mm-hmm.
I have this mean frown up here. But like, I don't...
meaty forehead.
I don't stress about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I said, it's women and men who want to fit into that narrative. So you have those who don't care and they appreciate the small things about themselves.
Yeah.
But when you say, is it a matter of self-worth? I think that's kind of when we get into the conversation of like, what is the real reason they are doing it? You know what I'm saying? What is the end result you're trying to get out of this? Like a sexual attention from people? Is it, you know what I'm saying?
So look, I don't like to be very showy at the gym.
Yeah.
When I work out because one, if I'm doing freaking, I don't know, deadlifts or something and I'm bent over and it's nothing but my butt crack and
sorry, go ahead.
My butt crack and my freaking vagina.
Yeah.
like showing. I don't want to be bent over so y'all can look at me this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't dress like that. But for the girls who do, I'm curious. Like, do you dress like that because you want the self-validation from men? Do you want to be looked at a certain way? But then again, it's like if you dress that way to me, you're going to attract a man who only wants you for what they can see.
Mm.
You know?
Mm.
And then there's like this thing that's going around dressing for the gym, but in a modest way. Because you have a lot more self-respect.
Yeah.
And people will respect you more because that's how you carry yourself.
Mm. I actually do believe in that.
Yeah.
I actually do believe in that.
So it's one of those things like, which I do think about, if a woman dresses this way and she's revealing herself and putting herself out in the world like this, you have nothing but cleavage. Back is a big thing that men are turned on to. Or
men are turned on by backs?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or I had this guy comment my collarbones.
I remember you told me that, yeah.
Collarbones. Like, you're showing a little too much.
There's
and I'm
so
like,
many different weird fetishes in the world. I don't, but anyways, yeah.
Which is lust.
Yeah. Ooh.
Right?
Mm.
So, if you're putting yourself out there like this, the man will probably respect the woman on the left side who's dressed modest for the gym, rather than one on the right who can basically see everything through your gym clothes.
Yeah.
And treat you differently. You know what I'm saying? But is that the girl's fault or the man's fault? Because in a man's eyes, men are visual people.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm going through it's like the angel and the devil on my shoulder right now because I'm both. I'm both at the gym. I have my days where I'm real strappy. I got my booty shorts on from I'm not gonna say the brand because I don't need y'all tagging me or nothing like that. But yeah, I have my booty shorts on, my tank top, headphones, shoes, whatever the case is, and I feel as though, depending on the type of workout that I'm doing, like back day, I want my back out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can feel the sweat going down my back and the contractions and all that stuff. But I don't know. I think it's the woman herself. And I really don't want to narrow this down to just women. I think it's women and men because some men dress crazy as hell at the gym too.
What?
Trying to, get attention or whatever. But for now, we just gonna just say people. We're gonna just say people.
Okay.
I feel like it really boils down to the person themselves. So if you are in the gym, barely working out, walking around, just doing a whole lot of nothing, just trying to get your body seen because of what you have on, that's when I would be like, you know what I'm saying, looking at you a little crazy, little side eye.
Yeah.
But if you are in the gym with whatever clothes you have on, whether they're provocative or whatever, but you're putting that work in, I'm gonna just chop that up as shit. That's what's helping her get her workout in. You know what I'm saying? Deadlifts, okay. I wear the booty shorts underneath sweatpants. I personally don't like bending over.
That's different though.
But look, I wear the booty shorts. I just wear sweatpants over them when I'm doing deadlifts. But
ain't nothing showing. Your legs are covered.
Everybody's not me though. Everybody doesn't. Everybody's like, this is my body, my choice. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to wear sweatpants over my damn
For
shorts.
sure, but don't get mad when men are trying to be all up on you and
that
just want to get in your pants when all you're showing them is freaking legs wide open at that point.
Okay, are we just specifying the gym here? Or is this like in
I'm just saying that's a common area where it happens at.
Okay.
I mean, girls go out to clubs and wear dresses that they got to constantly pull down.
Yeah.
And then get mad when a man try and like,
this
what do you mean?
This is going to sound very contradictive, but I think those are two separate scenarios. At the gym, you should have no business looking at me, trying to touch up on me, nothing like that.
How are you
just because of what I'm wearing?
Men are literally visual people. We are emotional creatures.
Yes.
They
you
are
should have self-control to not touch me while I'm working out.
Do you know how many
just
men...
because I got booty shorts on?
Do you know how many men were introduced to pornography at a very young age? They don't know no better.
That's a them problem.
Self-control takes time. Especially,
if you are a grown-ass man in society.
You're literally there. I have literally talked to men that got introduced to pornography or have been touched a sexual way at the youngest, like 5, 6. From there on, it went downhill. How do you expect men to control their eyes when they've been used to seeing something? Who knows? Maybe they started watching porn at freaking, let's just say 7. You get introduced to a lot of crap at 7 years old in elementary school.
Daizah, I'm really I'm blinking a lot to see if you playing.
What are your thoughts? Are you really?
Because now I'm like, okay, just because I got my ass beat a lot growing up don't mean I'm going to grow up and beat everybody else's ass.
But lust is like a real thing.
I absolutely agree with that.
I've talked to a girl has posted of her experience at the gym where a man literally followed her with he sideswiped her leg with his hand. He wasn't working out and they had to kick him out. Like, men will go there just to see. Like, it's an actual problem.
There's the coin right there. That's a problem.
For sure.
Up here. For sure.
What I'm saying is,
I don't think that's every man though.
No. I
was about to say
no.
Because when you started talking about like a young boy being touched and exposed to pornography and stuff at a very young age, it's sad to say that's probably in a lot of cases, but it's not every case. You know what I'm saying? So for the men who have that type of mindset, and I just feel like once you become a man in society, like 25 up, whatever the case is, you know right from wrong from at that point. For
sure.
So if you're in a public setting, gym, the club is a little different. That's why I said I'm kind of being contradictive a little bit when I say the gym touching versus the club touching is a little different. Because the club, like, people are there to dance. Like, it's common for a man to try to, get behind you while you're twerking or whatever. But in the gym, you really have to be unscrewed in the head to go up behind a woman while she's fucking deadlifting. I don't know. I'm playing the scenario in my head and I'm just like,
even if I'm deadlifting and you keep staring at me from a distance.
Yes, okay. Now,
and I recognize that you're looking a little too hard.
Yeah. Staring, that's to be expected.
It's another thing too, because I'm not dressed like that. And I scan the room. Men are constantly so I know.
That's just
it just makes me feel uncomfortable.
I agree.
And that's why I just stay covered.
So going back to what you said, because I'm very curious to really narrow down your thoughts here. You said, is it the woman's fault or the man's fault?
I think both play a part.
Okay. I thought you were solely blaming it on the woman. I'm just that's insane.
I think both play a part. Everyone is accountable.
I agree to that.
Put yourself out there like that. Don't expect what you actually want with the high values, the morals, the standards, all that stuff.
Okay.
And you're dressed like that.
Okay.
Because a respectable woman, a woman who has values and stuff like that, people are going to see that.
Yeah.
How you carry yourself says a lot about you.
I agree to that.
So...
But you have people out there with low morals.
Look,
I'm always have a but.
Look, she's trying to cause problems. But you,
no, I'm just picking your brain. I'm picking your brain. That's it.
That man was like, I pray I'd never.
Yeah, whoever you are, stay out of my comment section, please, okay? Because let me find your comment again. He said, I pray this woman never finds me. I ain't looking for you anyways, sucker. Anyways, you said, okay, based on their morals, values, character, so on and so forth.
Yes.
I think it does boil down to that when it comes to just attention in society in general, whether it be the men or women, lurking and looking around, or the women or men looking to be looked at. It boils down to what do you value in this lifetime and what are your morals as well. So are you... And I really hate to say it, a lot of times people with negative or bad morals, they're looking at women or men for the wrong reasons. In a way that it's like, okay, they're sexualizing them rather than looking at them as like a piece of meat rather than a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then you have women who are, I don't want to say dressing a certain way, but they're behaving a certain way and doing certain things because they want you to pay for all their, you know what I'm saying? That's their end goal right there. So when you say morals and values, I mean, all the scenarios that we just talked about, women dressing a certain way, men behaving a certain way, when you bundle up the conversation of morals and values and place it over here and start to dissect that, sometimes people have motives behind what they're doing. It's not, and
For
sometimes
sure.
it's not just sexual, but it could be like a long-term play, such as like, I'm gonna trap this man so he can be my sugar daddy, whatever the case
Trapping
is.
is crazy.
I mean,
And women do that.
it's Vegas, first of all. First and foremost, let's
Yeah.
just keep it real. I've seen
Vegas
so
goes-
many 23-year-olds with 62-year-olds. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's sad.
But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes.
That's a whole nother conversation. I'm curious though. Because you say you dress a certain way in the gym because you don't want that type of attention, so on and so forth. What would you say you value?
For me, I just don't like I feel like me not dressing that way, I attract people who don't want. Wait, I think that's backwards. Because I dress covered or
Mhm.
like not provocative,
Mm-hmm.
I attract people who will just not take me for like my surface level.
Okay.
Like I'll attract somebody who doesn't like me just for my physical appearance.
Yeah.
And they'll value that more because we can dive deeper rather than just, oh dang, that girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I value that. And myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have no reason to go out there basically with some pasties on and my coochie all out. You know?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make me feel comfortable anyways
Yeah.
because I'm basically, I don't know. Maybe we should just start working out in bathing suits at this point. Like,
I've seen some people do it, but
no, that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
I don't know. Like there's, like I said, the angel and the devil's on my shoulder right now because I'm on both sides. So when I asked you, what do you value? And that does kind of paint the picture for me.
Yeah.
If I were to answer my own question, what do I value as it relates to the topic that we're on? I value confidence. I value myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say I value confidence, it's me not giving a fuck what people are thinking about me, whether it's other girls in the gym, like, well, who does she think she is? She naked. Baby, I'm getting this workout in. You know what I'm saying? I could give two shits less what y'all think about me because I'm putting in this work.
But
know what
do
I'm
you
saying?
think that you can still be confident and not dress?
Yeah. But
I
at the
don't
same
think
time,
I've
I
ever
value.
seen you dress like that. Even in your workout videos, like you're not wearing.
So I don't post that kind of stuff. I will
Okay,
say
I was
that.
gonna say because your
Yeah.
shorts be halfway down your thigh.
Some. Like, it depends on the day and how I feel. Sometimes I feel like dressing in a tank top and coochie cutters. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
sometimes how I feel. And that's
Maybe
what
it's just the intention behind it.
exactly. I think it boils down to that. But like I said, now I will say I've had friends in the past. That's what they value. They value the attention and
Self-validation
exact
and-
self-validation. And that's the reason why they dress the way they did and blah, 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 blah. But I will say those friends are no longer my friends, not because of that specifically, but just because our values and morals didn't align. You know what I'm saying?
Felt
So,
that.
yeah. It just, I don't know.
So what is it when it comes to like friendships then?
What do you mean?
Like what do you value within your friendships?
Mm.
Or like what is non-negotiable for you?
Hold on. Okay. You're going to have to make me. I hate when like I know something and it's in my brain and I can talk about it in my brain, but
Yeah.
trying to like spit it out in words. I'm like, okay, hold on. How do I speak about this? Okay. What do I value in friendships and what are non-negotiables? It's so much, but I'm going to just try to like pick a couple points that I'm thinking about. One thing for sure is I value honesty.
Mhm.
I don't know the words to put this in, but I value alignment. So like if we are just super duper counter, like I'm left and you right, then the friendship won't work out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do value being somewhat in alignment. Now, don't get me wrong. Opposites attract. That's just the way, life is.
Yeah.
The way nature works, I mean. But if I value loyalty and you know, family and these things, and then your values are like multiple relationships, dishonesties.
Single,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like,
party.
Will we work out as friends? Probably not. We can maybe give it a try, but I don't see this being like a long-term something, you know?
Yeah.
That's always good to have a few associates where, you know, you can kind of put yourself in different categories because you don't want to stick yourself to like being one type of person. Like I have my friends that I can, you know,
go outside,
but I wouldn't, that's not like, it's not
every day.
You know, yeah. I talk to you in 3 months. Okay. Well, I'll hit you back up in 3 months. I'll hit you back up in 3 months. But yeah, I don't know. So like, what do I value in friendships? Man, that's a loaded question. And honestly, I might have to get back to you just because I have so many thoughts going through my head.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to narrow it down to give you the best response. But the responses that I can give you right now is definitely being in alignment with the people that are in my life. Honesty, loyalty in a way, and not necessarily like, if I don't like that bitch, you don't like that bitch. Not in that type of way, but loyalty in a way where it's like,
hey, I got your back.
Not even just that. Like, the best example I can give is you're with me through the thick and the thick and thin.
Yeah.
The highs and lows. That type of loyalty.
Like staying down.
Exactly. Because say, you know, my personality is always woo, but I have my moments where I have my lows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you are looking at me like, oh, you acting different, I'm not really with that. You ain't talk to me, and that's not loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rather than you should be checking in on me rather than saying like I'm acting different, whatever. Yeah. So that's what I mean, kind of by loyalty. So yeah, just little things.
When it comes to friendships for me, I feel like I've had a hard time like finding a group of friends where we're all in alignment. We have the same values. We're trying to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I have like my spirit is very outgoing sometimes, but like deep down inside, I'm more of like the chillax friend. And I've had a few girlfriends where like from middle school, it used to be the three of us, and one of the girls, she was closer with her, but I was closer with her, the other one, and we could just never come together. And since middle school all the way through high school, I was in a relationship and they were always single. So obviously it was like, I'm booed up, y'all single, outside. And eventually it was like one of the girls, I don't even know what to call it. I'm still like trying to reflect on what exactly happened or why it had to play out like that. But it's something that I come across often. It's like, there will be like a trio.
Yeah.
But it's really a duo against one.
Yeah.
And the duo always sticks together. But my intention is not to break the duo up. My intention is to be like, no, let's like, it's the three of us, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of, it makes me sad because that girl, and I have a hard time, like when it comes to like friendships and people that I truly mess with, letting it go, it's like we haven't talked, but it's just like, why? You know?
There was no closure as to the clarity behind the reasoning of why it happened.
Yeah. But it's like now that we're older, I am like able to realize, okay, there were differences. And at that time, we just were not, like our wavelengths were not waving together, you know?
Yeah.
And the friendship had to be let go, I guess.
Was that your decision to let it go? Or
no, it was unexpectedly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though when you were in the midst of that friendship that there was something that was off?
Ever since middle school. It was like the other person was jealous of me because of how close we were.
I see.
Like we were super close, but they were also close.
You were the middleman. Actually, no, she was the middleman. Yeah, she was the middleman.
And
Middle woman,
yeah. I don't know if it was like a jealousy thing or like a fear of that I was going to take her away from her. And it's something that I come across but it's just like not in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like finding a group of friends now, I've realized that not everyone is going to be genuine or like, you know. And ever since becoming a mom, I have 2 other mom friends, which is cool because now our conversations are different. But one of my other girls, like, we're hella cool. Like, we get together, we're cracking up, everything's funny, vibes are good. But I'm got a family and she's single and we don't even really hang out. So it's just like, I'll hit you up, I guess, when I want to go sit at a hookah lounge or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess it's just knowing like where to put yourself in friendships.
That's interesting to me because I feel like you're the type of person that's similar to me, where if it's weird energy or just
off the rip
complications that, you know, for no reason, I don't know. I'm the type of person, I don't do weird energy at all. I'll ask a question like, you good? Like, you know, this is what I'm feeling. Am I off here? Or, you know, what is the deal?
Yeah.
And if there's a conversation to be had, if they're willing, cool, let's have that conversation. However, if it's them like, you know, no weird energy here, like denying it, just kind of like, okay, let's cut this off. Yeah, I've always been the type, and this is something I learned at a young age. I don't even know where I learned it from, but this is something I've always implemented in my life, reevaluating friendships. If I feel as though something's off or I'm being used in a way or we're no longer necessarily compatible, whatever the case is, it's time to go. And I've always been okay with just snipping that relationship. Sometimes, depending on the type of relationship I had with that other individual, it would be a conversation like, hey, you know, I really don't necessarily care to be friends anymore. And this is why. I'll give them that closure so they're not like how you were, like, I don't even know what the hell happened. One day we cool, one day we not. No, I want you to know why I've made the decision to not be friends with you anymore. But some friendships is kind of like, and nothing has been said since then. And that was deserving on their behalf or my behalf. But yeah, I don't know. And in that, I would have definitely, But I feel like, especially as a grown woman, you have to reevaluate friendships nowadays. I'm blessed to say I do not have any weird energy friends. And the circle that we have, like, you take what is few of us.
Yeah.
You take any 2 and put them together. We all like it's cool. It's no middleman. It's no middle woman. You know what I'm saying? And I love that because I've been in situations where I'm the middle woman or somebody else is the middle woman, and it's just like once the other people that are involved are together, it's kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Those aren't true friendships. You're friends with that one person, and y'all try to make it this trio thing, but it just doesn't work out. Well, and that's okay. You have to be okay with that. Like, I'm not okay. I'm not friends with you. I'm friends with this person, and you just have to let that be known.
I think though, a lot of issues that may arise from, let's just say, someone not liking somebody is from jealousy. Or like they're envious of you for some reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's where the conflict comes in. But like, who knows? They might not even be aware of it, but you can feel it. Like, I can feel when someone's jealous of me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's just like, I don't know how to navigate it because it's not my problem. You know what I'm saying?
I had one situation like that. And this was in college. And I peeped it because it seemed as though everything I did, she did. Whether that was a week later, a month later, whatever the case is. And I'm just like, interesting. I'm clocking it, but I wasn't saying anything until it became like too much. So like the guy I would talk to, she would later go and talk to. I'm just like, okay, you good? Like, are you good?
Are you okay?
You know what I'm saying? Because this is becoming weird now. And honestly, it's becoming to a point where you're trying to make yourself stand out and fit into my box.
Yeah.
And you're doing it in a way that's distasteful and it's about to get your ass slapped. You know what I'm saying? So please, let's talk about it because this need to be nipped in the bud.
Yeah. I think for me, when I'm in those situations, it's like, all right, what can I do to make you feel comfortable because I know it's not about
That's
me.
not your place. It's not your place to make somebody else feel comfortable around you.
But I'm just saying, like, all right, you're a part of the friend group. I see that you feel some type of way. I'm not going to, like, disrupt and treat her differently. I'm going to, like, try and make her feel more welcomed. You know?
That's the humility in you. And I really want to say I'm the same way, but I don't know. If somebody's uncomfortable around me, I personally think that's a them problem.
It is, for sure.
If you're uncomfortable around me, okay, and we're still on the topic of it being one sole friend.
You seen
and
that TikTok where she was like,
don't you talk about me if you about to make me into another meme.
No. Another meme?
What you about to say?
The girl was like, if a girl tell you that she don't mess with me, best believe she don't mess with me because it ain't my problem. That's her problem. If she got a problem, I was like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
I'm not about to...
She was like, believe them. Believe them.
Yes.
If they say they're uncomfortable around me. And I was like, period.
And I'm trying to think if I've ever been in that situation where, I mean, yeah, plenty of people are uncomfortable around me for many reasons. But for me to like go out of my way to make them feel comfortable around me, no.
Because you definitely ain't do it for me.
But you came around, right? I ain't changed nothing about me. I've changed nothing about myself. I don't know.
I think
that's what we're incompatible. If you're uncomfortable around me, you're not meant to be around me.
For me, I was like, Tiara's personality is strong, but so is mine. And I was like, she's gonna act like that, but guess what? I'm gonna show her that I ain't no little.
See, and honestly, there's nothing to show me. Like
it was just like, all right, Tiara is very strong. She gonna feel how she feels. She gonna show it on her face, but I'm gonna let her know she gonna see my face too.
And we just gonna be.
It was like that for a little bit.
It was not like all that.
It was across our table.
No, we ain't have them kind of moments. I've never had those kind of moments with anybody. Honestly, like wholeheartedly, I've never had. You know what I'm saying? Like a alpha to alpha. I'm not even an alpha woman. I'm not even gonna claim that. But anywho's, I don't know. I just feel like the people you are meant to be around, you will feel that connection. It may not be instant.
For sure.
But I'm not going to go out of my way to
force it.
Yeah. Yes. I'm not forcing friendship I'm not forcing any kind of connection with anybody.
Immediate red flag. And I've had a few girls do this. Walk up to me and want to be my best friend.
Yeah, no, ma'am. You want something.
I'm sorry, what is your name?
You want something. I ain't got nothing for you.
What is your name again? Please reintroduce yourself.
Yeah.
Red flag.
You know what's funny? And I wouldn't consider myself like a TikTok star, but it's so many people who are DMing my TikTok wanting to be friends.
Shut up.
And in my mind, I'm like, you don't even know me from a can of paint.
TikTok shop one?
My TikTok shop one.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
You don't know me from a can of paint, but you see me on this platform and you want to be friends.
And you believe that this is...
Yeah, anyways, that's neither here nor there, though. Yeah. Whole different conversation. But it's kind of...
mind-boggling.
It comes down to values and morals again. Because if you don't know somebody, but you're seeking to be their friend, what are you trying to get out of that? Like, okay, in this particular scenario, you don't know me. You just continuously see my face on TikTok. And you had, I'm not going to say the audacity, but you took it upon yourself to message me and say, can we be friends?
They're trying to get the instructions.
Maybe. And honestly,
do it.
If that's the case, say that. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, can you help me do what you're doing? Cool. I respect your honesty. And honestly, I would probably be willing to help you. Don't come to my goddamn page talking about, can we be friends? No, what? And that, I don't know. I just really, it makes my skin itch when people are seeking connections with people for the sake of getting something out of them.
I think for me, if I see a girl that I admire, I'm going to admire from a distance.
That part.
But I also, in that moment, I realize that there's something in me that I haven't established or experienced to get to where she's at. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to compare myself to her, but I'm going to look and say, okay, she has this. She acts like this. She walks like this. This are her values. This is what she prioritizes. Let me implement that into my life. And maybe then I will. But then it's like, we're all unique in our own ways. So why even try? That's just.
I mean, it's okay to try to imitate someone else's success or life in small, microscopic ways. But if you're trying to completely copycat, you're not being authentic at all. Like, you're literally just trying to make another Taira, make another Daizah. And nobody wants another Taira or Daizah. Like, that's their own something. And that's the you know, who they are to society. We don't need another one. We need whatever your name is. And you need to be your own person.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. That one's tricky. Because I feel like that's a lot of times what people do. Men and women. They try to copycat everything they see.
The society.
Just because they don't know their own identity or don't want to have their own identity. But like I said, we going out into the weeds again. We ain't gonna do that. Yeah, so, but I really want to hit on that right there right quick. When I said people seek connections for the sake of getting something out of that person. Have you ever put yourself in, or have you ever been in that predicament where you were seeking a connection to get something out of it? And that could be anything, whether that's, you know, you getting buddied up with a teacher to get the answers to the test, or you getting buddied up with I don't know, whoever.
In this moment, I will say no, but I'd have to think back to see if there was.
Excuse me. Do you think that that's right or wrong for people to seek something within the relationships that they're trying to make?
I think if the intention is good, then it's okay. If you're looking to seek something as far as advice, tips, I don't know, let's just say wisdom or like inspiration, that's different. But if you're just trying to use me and like take,
yeah,
then that's when I'm like, all right, you're just draining me at this point.
Yeah.
Like, your cup got to be filled, my cup got to be filled. Let's double pour.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that. And I asked this because I was having like a back and forth. Am I wrong for thinking this way? No, I'm right for thinking this way. Moment when that person did message me asking to be friends. And in my mind, my immediate thought was they want something out of me. And it's possible that they wanted guidance or tips and tricks on how they can get started or whatever. So it's kind of like, am I wrong for kind of shooting them down? Because,
did you respond?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
Mentally, I shot them down. So am I wrong for shooting them down, for going about trying to get in my circle for that particular reason?
I think you just...
I mean, I would consider that okay intentions. Like, you're just trying to better yourself, and you see somebody who can help you possibly. So it's, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to say judge based off the first interaction.
Yeah.
But you've never had an interaction with them. I think you're more of a person where you like things to happen naturally rather than forcefully. So, I mean, were they even in your state?
I don't know. I don't know.
What do you want to do?
I know nothing but the question they asked. I don't know anything.
I don't know what they were thinking.
I don't know. And that's why I really have to, and this is me in my maturity journey. I try to take things and peel back the layers so I'm not just judging it off of first perspective. You know what I'm saying? So my first perspective, or my first perception, I should say, was, what the hell? Like,
what the hell?
You don't even know me. Like, what do you want from me? And da-da-da-da-da. But then after taking a step back, it's like, okay, why would this person be asking this question? Would I ask this question to someone that I just see on the internet or in public, wherever the case is? Would I ask somebody, hey, let's be friends? The answer is no. But I'm like, okay, everybody's not me. So is it, I don't know, is it right or wrong to seek connections with people for the sake of getting something, whether good or bad, out of them. And by bad, we mean like use them for their money or something. Good means you just want the healthy influence.
If it's good intentions, I don't think it's a problem. If it's bad intentions for your own benefit, then that's where it's like,
okay, yeah.
We all know right from wrong. We all know if we have good intentions or bad intentions, if we know if this is a good idea or a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's black and white.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. I agree with that. As we're wrapping this conversation up just about friendships in general, I want to leave you and the audience with a quote. I forgot who the hell said it. But when I read that, I was like, yeah, you ate this one. You definitely did. They said, curate your circles intentionally. Otherwise, you'll end up with a lot of accidental influences. I said, ooh.
Period.
Because if you just allow anybody into your circle, or you force the friendships, or whatever the case may be,
it ain't gonna serve
it'll
you.
be little things that are happening to you microscopically, those influences,
Absolutely.
and you don't even realize just because of the people that you've allowed in your circle.
That's like being guilty by association.
Being guilty by the rotten apple poisoning everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Product of your environment, baby.
Facts. But I think this is a perfect time to talk about the question of the day for this episode.
Okay.
The question of the day is, what are you currently chasing instead of attracting? And yes, we just had this whole conversation about friends and this, that, and the third. So if that's maybe something that you're chasing rather than attracting good people into your life, hey, have that self-reflection moment and be like, damn, yeah, I am chasing good people rather than attracting good people into my life. But that's the question of the day. Y'all go ahead and drop those comments on YouTube, because I know y'all love to drop them on TikTok and Instagram. But yes, make sure y'all drop your answers to the question of the day. And that is, once again, what are you currently chasing instead of attracting? Thank y'all for locking in with us for episode 8. We will see y'all next time.
Ciao.